It's Super Bowl 51, and the Patriots are just a few yards away from completing the greatest comeback in NFL history. The last 10 years of the NFL are being reset, and it's all being kicked off by the Raiders taking down rookie Dak Prescott in the Super Bowl, and now all of a sudden NFL history has already had a big change to it. And while Brady's not going to be winning ring number 5 in this timeline, the even crazier turn of events would be happening this offseason, with him retiring from the NFL with only 4 Super Bowl rings, and all of a sudden the GOAT debate is less obvious between who's the greatest player of all time. So if it's not clear already, NFL history will never be the same, and that's going to be continuing into the 2017 NFL Draft, where Patrick Mahomes is going to be drafted by the Vikings to be paired up with Stephon Diggs. And luckily, Mahomes is ending up in a very good situation for a rookie QB, but some of these other players down the line will not be getting the same treatment. And as we head into the 17-18 season, there would be a major youth movement going on in the NFL, with the Raiders making it to the 1 seed in the AFC in their post-Super Bowl run, and Mahomes is having a very good season with the Vikings. And with just Mahomes in his rookie year, he's giving the Vikings the 2 seed in the NFC and could potentially be looking at a very big playoff push if things go their way. And that would be the exact case for Mahomes, as he's making it all the way to the NFC Championship game after taking down the Cowboys, who were just in the Super Bowl with Dak Prescott, now in his second year officially. And in the NFC Championship game, it would be the Rams facing off against Mahomes, and with the Rams having Aaron Donald and Todd Gurley, this might be the toughest team Mahomes has had to face thus far. And we obviously know with the Rams offensive firepower, there's very few teams that could end up matching that, but the one team confidently being able to do so would be the Vikings with Stephon Diggs and Chris Godwin. And with Mahomes now at QB, there is no questions asked that this is going to be a competitive game. But funny enough, this would be all the Rams game throughout 3 quarters, and it would be very much looking like Mahomes is going to be losing in the NFC Championship, coming a very long way in his rookie season, but then he would be having a change of plans. The Vikings offense would finally wake up with Stephon Diggs and Chris Godwin, and would all of a sudden put them back into position to tie this game up and head it into overtime. And that's exactly the results they'd be getting, and all of a sudden this NFC Championship game has become game of the year, and with Mahomes and Jared Goff's legacies on the line, this overtime could be very impactful on the rest of NFL history. Goff hands it down to Todd Gurley there. He's going to grab a few yards, making it 2nd and 4 officially for him. I honestly kind of want to see this Rams team in the Super Bowl, but Mahomes as a rookie would be crazy if it were to happen. Would be the first time in NFL history as Gurley gets stopped short of the first down again. Another big 3rd down for the Rams offense. Can they convert here though this time? Goff, potential clutch play coming in clutch for him. Gurley gets hit on the catch there, and it's going to be incomplete. And all of a sudden, the Rams are giving the ball back to Mahomes once again. All right, Mahomes now. Can he make the drive count here? Jerick McKinnon grabs a good amount of yards there, making it 2nd and 3. Mahomes trying to become the best Vikings QB in the history of their franchise, and hands it off to McKinnon here. He's grabbing the first down there. And all of a sudden, the Rams are kind of falling apart. Not falling apart on defense, but they're giving up some plays. Mahomes going into empty here, it looks like. Doesn't want to hand it off, which is very clear because McKinnon's not been doing it. And Mahomes gets pressured there. It's going to be incomplete behind the line of scrimmage. And it's 3rd and 10 now. All of a sudden, this Rams defense is waking up. Here we go, Mahomes, 3rd and 10. Can he continue the drive for the team? Gets it out to Godwin, who's having quite the game. 230 yards on the day officially. And they're at the 38-yard line. And all of a sudden, a field goal is looking very realistic here to close this one out. You have to imagine the Vikings are just going to run this ball and try to get closer for their kicker here. McKinnon on the stretch. He's going outside. Grabs a first down and gets even closer and down at the 26. And the Vikings are in prime position to win this one. And Mahomes could be going to his first Super Bowl as a rookie. Here we go. Easy cheap shot for the kicker here. This kick, as long as they make it for no stupid reason, it missing, it's going through. Mahomes is going to the Super Bowl as a rookie. And so this win right here could easily be setting him up for NFL history after completing one of the best comebacks in his young career so far. If he wins the Super Bowl as a rookie QB, he would be the first one to ever do it in NFL history, which would be a very big start to his young career. And the only team he has to take down now in the process would be the Ravens in the Super Bowl. And while the Ravens did win their last Super Bowl not long ago, and Joe Flacco is still at QB for this team, clearly Mahomes would be showing up in this game as the better player and would be pulling off the amazing victory and being the first rookie QB to win the Super Bowl in NFL history. And it's a pretty big deal that he wins it in his rookie season. If he wants to become the greatest of all time at the end of these 10 years, it's going to be very important that he builds off of this Super Bowl win. But it's very safe to say that with this new reset NFL, his competition is only going to be getting harder. And that's all going to be proven in the 2018 draft, where two major QBs are going to be put into the NFL. One being Josh Allen, who's going to be heading over to Chicago to be a Bear, and Lamar Jackson staying in his own division in real life, this time going to the Steelers. And the other notable name would be Baker Mayfield going to the Jets, being paired up with Myles Garrett. They're not going to be a good team right now, but down the line, they're definitely building up something very good. But good things take time in the NFL, so the Jets aren't really a team to be worried about right now. But the two main teams that we really need to keep an eye on are the Vikings and the Steelers, who are going to be making the postseason this year. And the big outlier would be Josh Allen missing the postseason, but with Lamar Jackson and Mahomes playing in separate conferences, there's a very good chance we could be seeing them in the Super Bowl against each other. But the postseason would be immediately taking a very quick turn. The wildcard round would be consisting of the defending champion Vikings and Mahomes being taken down by the Rams, who are now getting their postseason revenge on them and all of a sudden are setting themselves up for success this year. So that now puts Lamar Jackson under the spotlight in the NFL in just his rookie season. While there isn't going to be a ton of pressure on him right now, he definitely has an opportunity to make good of what he has at the moment. And this situation would lead him all the way into the Super Bowl to face off against the Cowboys in just his rookie season, and can potentially be the second rookie in NFL history as a quarterback to win the Super Bowl. And with this Cowboys team having Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott, they definitely have the firepower to go up against the Steelers, but this doesn't rule out anything for Lamar Jackson potentially winning this game, because he has just as good of a team surrounding him as well. And that would ultimately help him out in this game, as he's going to be keeping it close the whole entire time with the Cowboys, as just in his rookie season, he doesn't seem to be bothered by the pressure whatsoever. And that would continue all the way into the fourth quarter, as we would have a tied game at 21 between these two teams. And with the ball in Lamar Jackson's hands, he has a chance to create a legacy-changing drive for himself and the franchise. All right, here comes Lamar Jackson and company here in the Super Bowl with 2 minutes left to go. Lamar throws it out to Martavis Bryant. He's grabbing the first down there, and the clock's going to keep going. Steelers happen to be in field goal range now after that catch, which could be very important as he gets it out to AB, who's grabbing another new set of downs. And the Cowboys use their first timeout here. It officially remains for 2 more timeouts for the Cowboys here. Steelers also have 3 timeouts. Very easy to consider that for them, as they could be taking a field goal here very momentarily, as Le'Veon Bell is going to go out of bounds with it with 1:20, kind of defeating the purpose of them trying to drain the clock a lot more. 2nd and 10 now for Lamar. Has to scramble outside of the pocket. Is going to escape, it looks like, and stays inbounds. Very important, as the Cowboys have to use a second timeout, creating now 3rd and 5 for them. Steelers are going to run down this clock and get a very easy field goal attempt out of it. Le'Veon Bell on the check down, goes down at the 10. Cowboys use their last timeout, and all of a sudden their hope seems to be running out. Lamar in his rookie season could be winning his first Super Bowl here. Hands it off to Le'Veon Bell. He has a wide open lane to score. Touchdown Pittsburgh. A very interesting decision to go for the touchdown there, but that is going to give them the lead in the Super Bowl. And Lamar Jackson and Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown are officially 1 minute away from winning their first Super Bowl. No timeouts for them, so stopping the clock is just going to have to be getting out of bounds or spiking it. And Zeke grabs the check down right away, goes across the first down for it, gets them a new set of downs at the 37. A very good way to start the drive for them. But this Steelers defense is going to be pretty tough to get through. I will say that. Dak tries to get it out to Cole Beasley. That's going to be incomplete there. Forced incompletion by Cockrell there. Dak Prescott looking to make a big time throw here. Tries to get it out to Zeke. That's going to be incomplete too. Officially 4th and 10 coming up. What will Dak do here? Dak dropping back. Tries to get it down to his wide receiver. He does get it. That is going to be a first down. Oh, wait, never mind. It's going to be incomplete. The Steelers force the incompletion, and that is going to wrap it up here. The Cowboys are falling in the Super Bowl, as Dez Bryant gets an incompletion there, a very tough drop by him. And with just one more kneel down, Lamar Jackson in his rookie season has won a Super Bowl, being the second rookie quarterback to ever do that, just behind Patrick Mahomes. And all of a sudden, some of the elite QBs that we know in the NFL today are having way different careers to start out their NFL careers in this timeline. In this newly reset timeline, the youth movement going on in the NFL has definitely been the major difference that we've ever seen. Two rookie quarterbacks winning the Super Bowl is unheard of in real life. And with the Steelers winning this Super Bowl, all of a sudden Lamar Jackson could be a very big helpful cause for the Steelers team to become an even better franchise in the NFL. And while the momentum from the Super Bowl win would definitely be continuing on into season 4, the Steelers' playoff hopes would definitely be looking very much alive, but would immediately be taken down in the divisional round as Lamar Jackson's being sent home early. So obviously there's going to be some new names in the playoffs right now, with Cam Newton looking to try to get back to the Super Bowl to win his first ring, and the Seahawks' legendary defense of the Legion of Boom and Russell Wilson would still be sticking together and could potentially be making a very deep playoff run this year. And funny enough, as we mentioned them, they're going to be making it all the way to the NFC Championship game to be facing off against each other for a chance at winning the Super Bowl on the line. And so with both teams here having so much on the line for potentially making it to a Super Bowl here and getting redemption for their franchises, it would be a close game throughout all 4 quarters. And with them also struggling against some of the best NFL defenses we've ever seen, this type of recipe in this game would be leading to disaster for him, as the Seahawks are going to be taking him down and making it to the Super Bowl, trying to get Russell Wilson his second ring. And with the resultant for the NFC Championship, the AFC Championship game would also be going very interestingly, as Derrick Henry and Marcus Mariota are going to be dominating the Chiefs to make it all the way here, as they could potentially also be changing the career outcomes of their career. And both these teams definitely have their advantages in this one. With the Seahawks Legion of Boom defense, the Titans offense is definitely going to have a very hard time trying to score on them, but Seattle's offense seems to be kind of the weaker one here, as the Titans have one of the best running backs we've ever seen. But even though from one point of view Derrick Henry seems like the scariest player in the NFL, the Legion of Boom clearly just had a few words to say. They did not care in this one, and they would be ultimately destroying the Titans in the Super Bowl, creating a game that was never even close from the beginning, and Seattle's going to be winning the Super Bowl in this one. This definitely increases the team's value in NFL history, with them having one of the best defenses in all of NFL history, and Russell Wilson all of a sudden looks like he's making a way better potential Hall of Fame case for his NFL career. So the Seahawks have all the momentum going into next season, but little do they know that there's going to be a very powerful youth movement entering the NFL with the 2020 NFL draft right around the corner. And so obviously this draft class could easily be the answer to a lot of franchise QB issues for some NFL teams. One of them being the Saints at number 2 in the post-Drew Brees era are going to be drafting Joe Burrow out of LSU, so all of a sudden he gets to stay in Louisiana and play for the Saints. And the rest of the draft would also go pretty simple. Justin Herbert's heading out to Green Bay to play for the Packers, and Jalen Hurts is going to the Chargers in the post-Phillip Rivers era. And for Jordan Love, he's going to be the backup QB to another great NFL quarterback yet again, going to the Falcons as Matty Ice finishes out his career. And at number 16 would be the very interesting pick in the draft, where Justin Jefferson is going to be heading out to Pittsburgh to be paired along with Lamar Jackson, Antonio Brown, and Le'Veon Bell. And all of a sudden, one of the league's best offenses just added a potential all-pro at wide receiver. So all of a sudden, Lamar Jackson has even more help to win another Super Bowl, adding even more firepower to this offense. And this team looks like the real deal in the AFC right now. And with their new rookie wide receiver, Lamar Jackson and the Steelers would be one of the main narratives going into this season as a potential Super Bowl contender yet again after missing the playoffs last season. But ultimately, if you can't perform in the playoffs, things are not going to be going very well for you at all, and Lamar Jackson and company would actually end up losing in the divisional round by the Denver Broncos, and all of a sudden the potential this team had this year is all of a sudden faded away. But out in the NFC, there would be another team creeping their way deep into the postseason, which would be the New Orleans Saints, led by Joe Burrow, and in just his rookie season, he's actually going to be leading this team to the Super Bowl after taking down Cam Newton and the Panthers in the NFC Championship game. And so yet again, we're back at the square where the rookie QB is going to be making the Super Bowl, and this time for Joe Burrow, he's going to be facing off against the Denver Broncos, the team that took down Lamar Jackson, who in his rookie season won a Super Bowl himself. So Joe Burrow could be the third quarterback to pull this feat off, or he could be falling short this year and potentially only leaving 2 QBs to ever do that in NFL history still. And this Broncos team's played very well to get all the way here, and with having Paxton Lynch at quarterback, this definitely comes as a shocking result to a lot of us. But ultimately, Paxton Lynch's potential and ceiling in the NFL isn't going to be as high or even close to what Joe Burrow is, and he would be showing that in this game as Joe Burrow would be out-dueling him and winning the Super Bowl. So now Joe Burrow adds himself to NFL history, being the third rookie quarterback to ever start a Super Bowl and win it himself, the other two being Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes. But the one thing that's definitely raised a few question marks is that there hasn't been a team to go back-to-back Super Bowl wins, or at least even win multiple Super Bowls in this new timeline. And funny enough, we're going to be getting an answer to that question next season, but it may not be the answer you're thinking of. The Saints as a team overall would be taking a very big step back, and Joe Burrow would be missing the playoffs because of this, and all of a sudden we're not going to be seeing a repeat champion yet again. And so with the Saints missing the postseason, this would cause the Vikings and Patrick Mahomes to be the main people in the NFC that are due to make a big playoff run with the lineup that they have now. But finally, for the first time in the AFC, we're going to be visiting the Jets, who are finally having a good enough roster to make the postseason. And while they've had a great roster for the last few years, they're obviously the Jets, and making the playoffs is not necessarily the easiest thing for that team. And so right away, Jets fans seem pretty happy about this result, but that would quickly be shut down in the divisional round by Andrew Luck, and the Colts are going to be embarrassing the Jets and are now moving on into the AFC Championship game, and now looking like Andrew Luck could be turning his career around here. And Andrew Luck would use this momentum to get himself into the Super Bowl, where he's going to be facing off against the Cowboys, who do have a lot going for them after taking down Mahomes in the NFC Championship game to get here. So who knows, in this game it might finally be the Cowboys' year, or it may not be, and the Colts could be taking home the Super Bowl in this one, and Andrew Luck could be winning his first one. So while this game was definitely prepared to be a shootout for both of these teams, it would be a very one-sided game for one of these teams, that being the Dallas Cowboys, led by Dak Prescott and company, who are going to be winning the Super Bowl. They easily take down Andrew Luck 35-14, and Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott finally have Super Bowl rings together, and Andrew Luck is going to be walking home empty-handed. There is some good to take away from this for the Cowboys now. Since Dak Prescott and company have made the Super Bowl, getting back there should be a more possible task for them, and heading into next season, that's the team's goal. And so the Cowboys would start off really well this season, making it into the postseason and really prepared to make a deep playoff run this season. But they would be heading straight back to square one, where in the wildcard round, the Bears and Josh Allen, who are finally in the postseason, would be taking down Dak Prescott and the Cowboys right away. And while they had a good start to the postseason, they're actually not going to be relevant throughout the rest of it, and it's going to be the Falcons taking the main stage, but don't forget about the Bears. And while this Falcons team has made it already this far in the playoffs under the first year of Jordan Love, the Eagles team, led by Carson Wentz, who's still in his prime, would be taking them down with ease, 24-10, making it into the Super Bowl. And so while that was a lot of action happening in the NFC, nothing would prepare the Eagles for what's about to happen in the Super Bowl, as they're going to have to be taking on Lamar Jackson and the Steelers, who could be winning his second Super Bowl of this video. There's definitely a lot of pressure on Lamar Jackson in this one to get his second Super Bowl ring, but Carson Wentz and the Eagles are trying to win their first ones, and they're probably going to stop at nothing to get there. So with that being said, this would be a shootout through all four quarters in this one, as the Steelers offense and the Eagles offense would be putting up points throughout the whole game. But as we started getting late into the fourth quarter with little time remaining, the Steelers would be up 24-21, with Lamar Jackson looking like he's going to be winning his second Super Bowl, but Carson Wentz is going to get one last shot to tie the game up and send it into overtime. Carson Wentz on 1st and 10 now with a minute 48. Immediate RPO down to, I believe that's Jordan Matthews, getting stopped right away by Cockrell, and 2nd 11 officially. They hurry back up to the line, officially a minute 30 to go. Wentz dropping back, tries to get it out to Cortland Sutton, I believe there. That's going to be a first down, a lot more for him. 1st and 10 now. Wentz, pressure getting to him, is going to get sacked in the backfield at the 39. The Steelers get to him, and the clock is still rolling with a minute 10 to go. 2nd and long now. We're about to hit less than a minute to go in the game. Wentz checks it down to his tight end. He's going to drop it there with a minute remaining on the clock now. Steelers defense is coming in clutch right now. Wentz gets pressured again. Gets it down to Sutton, though, who's going to get 10 yards on the play, creating a 4th and 5. Very manageable for them, but the biggest play officially in the game. Wentz dropping back. Will he have an answer? Throws it out to his receiver, and he somehow, I don't know if that's a catch, They're gonna say that's a catch. Are you serious? Down in the sidelines, barely getting his feet in. 44 seconds now. Jordan Matthews there. Or that's Pittman. Michael Pittman. Good Lord. Michael Pittman officially makes it 2nd and 6 for the Eagles. Wentz throws in towards the end zone. Incomplete there. Overthrows Michael Pittman. Would have been a game-leading touchdown if that were caught. Crazy sequence of events that's just been happening here the last minute. Wentz scrambles, grabs a first down, but gets hit hard as he gets there. Wentz is going to spike it here with 23 to go, saving that last timeout for potentially just a last-second field goal if they have to. 2nd and 10 now for the Eagles. They're going to hand it off to the running back, Kareem Hunt, grabbing barely any yards there. Eagles use their last timeout and are going to settle for the field goal. I have to say, they're leaving a lot of time still for Lamar Jackson. He's still going to have 2 timeouts with around like 17 or 16 seconds to go. And the kick's going to go up, and it's going to tie it up here with 16 to go in the 4th. Now they're pretty much just hoping for a final second Hail Mary. There's literally nothing else they could be trying to do here at this point. Let's see if Lamar Jackson can even get it that far. Looks like he is going to have a shot here in the end zone. That is going to be incomplete. We are officially heading to overtime in this one. So now Lamar Jackson has to play through overtime to get his 2nd Super Bowl ring, and Wentz has to play through it to get his first one. And the first 3 possessions of overtime would go nowhere until the Steelers would start driving on their next possession. Lamar Jackson and company at the 31 here. Only need a field goal to tie this thing up and win, not tie it up, to get the win. Le'Veon Bell grabs the first down there for the team. Down at the 27 officially. Looks like they're lined up for an easy, no, I guess not an easy field goal, but I don't even know it's an easy field goal anymore for teams like this. The Eagles stop Le'Veon Bell from getting much more yardage, creating 2nd and 6 there. Lamar Jackson hands it off to Le'Veon Bell again. He's gonna have some room to run, grabs, almost gets the first down there. Looks like he did actually get it, but it is going to be called 3rd and inches here at the 18. And here we go. This is the field goal here to get Lamar Jackson his 2nd Super Bowl ring. The kick goes up for the Steelers. Not going to get blocked, and that is going to go in. Lamar Jackson has won his 2nd Super Bowl in an overtime thriller, and the Steelers franchise gets even more better. And so now with this win, Lamar Jackson's officially the first quarterback to win multiple Super Bowls in this video, and Carson Wentz is going to be falling short as a result of it. And it really now starts to look like Lamar Jackson is having the biggest impact in this video of his new career on the Pittsburgh Steelers. But after this big win, Antonio Brown would be retiring from the NFL with 2 Super Bowl rings under Lamar Jackson and officially being the Steelers' best franchise wide receiver. But coming up right behind him is going to be Justin Jefferson taking over his main role. But now before we jump into season 8, we have to address the 2023 NFL draft because there's going to be some players in this that will make very big impacts for their new franchise. Will Anderson Jr. would be the #1 overall pick this time, going to the Buccaneers, and Bryce Young would be heading off to the Arizona Cardinals, while CJ Stroud is going to be heading into the Ravens territory. And it would also have JSN going to the Patriots, but the other very big name would be Jahmyr Gibbs heading out to Minnesota to go play with Patrick Mahomes, and all of a sudden Mahomes has a new running back that could easily break out in just his rookie year. And with that new addition on offense, Mahomes and company would be thriving throughout the regular season, going 16-1 on the year and getting the 1 seed in the NFC. It's very clear that Gibbs' impact in just his rookie season is enough to get the Vikings to be looking like a very serious contender this year, but that's all going to be decided in the postseason. And this Vikings team would be easily rolling through the postseason, taking down Joe Burrow in the NFC Championship game to find their way back to the Super Bowl, as Mahomes could be looking to win his 2nd one in this video. And their competition on the other side would be the Titans, led by Marcus Mariota and Derrick Henry, meeting up against them, who are going to also be looking to win their first Super Bowl rings. But in order to do that, they're going to have to take down the best team in the NFL without a doubt. But it was clear in this game that the writing was on the wall the whole entire time. This Vikings team was just way better than what the Titans had to offer right now, and the Vikings would be taking them down 42-10, giving Mahomes his 2nd Super Bowl ring. And an even better way to wrap it up is that he would not only be winning the Super Bowl MVP, but would also be winning the NFL MVP this season, wrapping up a very historic season for Patrick Mahomes and the Vikings. And so Mahomes is looking to continue that success going into season 9, trying to win back-to-back championships and overall improve his career outlook and potentially have the best career of this video so far. But this season will be seeing a very interesting outlook in the postseason. Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Lamar Jackson are all out of the playoff, meaning that all of a sudden there's going to be some new teams approaching the postseason that are going to be very serious contenders to win it all. And two of those very notable teams would be the Bengals and the Jets, who are actually going to be meeting up in the AFC Championship game. Both teams have a very interesting narrative going for them this season, and if one of them can win the Super Bowl, it would be a very legendary story for them. The Bengals are being led by Zach Wilson at the moment, which may come as a shock to you, but he's actually been playing very good, and all of a sudden is just one game away from winning the Super Bowl and potentially being named the #1 Cougar of all time. But the one that seems very shocking is the Jets. This team on paper looks like they should have won multiple Super Bowls already, but clearly with them being the Jets, the story's pretty much going as it's been told the last 10 years. They're being led by Baker Mayfield, Jamar Chase, and DK Metcalf on the offense, and defensively, they still have Myles Garrett there. This team should definitely be doing numbers right now, but they clearly aren't, which is a very big concern, but they can finally turn that around this game. So clearly this game is going to be meaning a lot between both teams in the AFC, and with that being said, this will be a close game throughout all 4 quarters, with it even having to go into overtime to decide the winner of this one. And the Bengals will be starting with the ball in overtime, trying to get the early lead to kick it off. Big third down for the Bengals now. Bijan Robinson gets motion out to receiver. Wilson, can he have a play? He's going deep. Has a man open there. Juju incomplete there. Jets force the incompletion, and the Bengals are giving the ball back to the Jets. Here comes Baker Mayfield and company now. Baker checks it down to Fant. Fant grabs a first down there. Down at the 30 officially goes him. Can Baker potentially pull this off here? Would be very huge if he did. He has Fant in grabbing a first down yet again. A lot more there. Going down at the 49. Some very big plays being made by Noah Fant in overtime so far. All right, here we go. 2nd and 15 for the Jets now. Baker Mayfield checks it down to his running back, not quite running back, DJ Moore. Don't know why I thought it was running back. That is going to be 3rd and 11 now. Big third down for the Jets here. The Bengals are looking to get a stop here. Baker grabs a first down. Noah Fant again making a big play. Going down at the 32. Noah Fant somehow is the saving grace for this Jets team right now, and it makes no sense. Getting close to field goal range, they could easily be walking away with the win here if they get to that range. They check it down to the running back there. He grabs a few yards there, making it 2nd and 5. Baker Mayfield again dropping back. Quick throws it out to Fant again. Noah Fant, is this like Rob Gronkowski, or who are we looking at right now? After that incomplete pass now, Baker dropping back, hits Noah Fant again and grabs a first down at the 7. What is going on with this guy right now? I think I would really love to see a Noah Fant game winner here. That would be the dagger on everybody. And DJ Moore catches it in the end zone. That is going to do it in overtime for the Jets. And now the Jets are going to the Super Bowl. What a sentence to say. So while DJ Moore put the finishing touches on this Bengals team, Noah Fant clearly was the unsung hero in this one and is going to be a very major cause for why the Jets are in the Super Bowl right now. But the Jets Super Bowl matchup isn't going to be an easy task. They have to take on the Dallas Cowboys, led by Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott, who are also trying to win their first Super Bowl rings here. So it's going to be a very big game for both teams in this one. And while we've already talked about this Jets team on paper, this Cowboys team is also very loaded outside of Dak and Ezekiel Elliott. They have a lot of good supporting pieces on offense and defense that could easily be leading them all the way to win this one out, but sadly things would not be going their way. The Cowboys would be sticking around in this one, but overall this Jets offense would just have way too much firepower for them to handle, and the Jets and Baker Mayfield are going to be walking away with their first Super Bowl ring under him at quarterback. So this Jets team finally gets the Super Bowl that they've been searching for this whole entire time, and hopefully they could be continuing that success heading into season 10. But the bad news for Jets fans, they're not going to be making the playoffs this season. There's clearly better teams right around the corner from them, including Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Patrick Mahomes, who are going to be making the playoffs yet again. And so with the playoffs being more important than ever this season, it would be the 2 quarterbacks from the 2018 NFL draft, being Josh Allen versus Lamar Jackson, facing off against each other for the final Super Bowl in this video. And with Lamar Jackson looking to win his 3rd ring and Josh Allen trying to win his first last one to wrap things up, it's going to be a very intense game. So make your final picks for who's going to be coming out on top, because with two quarterbacks like this, it's going to be a very legendary duel. And both the Bears and the Steelers in this game would be keeping it close throughout all four quarters, not really looking like there's one team exactly that has an exact weight over the other. And in classic fashion between these two quarterbacks, it's going to be a tied game as we get towards the end of the fourth quarter, but with Lamar Jackson and the Steelers having the ball, you never know what could happen. Here we go, Lamar Jackson and company down 3 to the Bears and Josh Allen in the Super Bowl here. 3 minutes to go. Lamar Jackson throws it out to his man, grabs a first down, a little bit more, and the Steelers continue their drive, potentially trying to tie this up or take a lead. 1st and 10 now. Lamar taking some time, throws it out to Alec Pierce there. He's going to grab a few yards there. And actually, that's not Alex Pierce. I don't know why I immediately thought it was. I saw 14. It actually is Ricky Pearsall grabbing it. We've officially hit the 2-minute warning in this one. Only 2 to go for Lamar Jackson and company. And he has a wide open man down the middle of the field. Touchdown Steelers. They take the lead in the Super Bowl. And all of a sudden, Justin Jefferson gives them the lead, 26-23, with 1:56 to go. The Steelers are just a little bit away from winning this one and getting Lamar Jackson his 3rd ring. Can Josh Allen respond back here? 1:51 to go. Has 3 timeouts. Jordan Howard bounces to the outside, breaks a tackle, grabs a first down, and gets out of bounds with 1:44 to go. What's some hard running there? Very good start to the drive. Jordan Howard gets the second handoff. Jordan Howard grabs the first down. Keeps going as he breaks a tackle. Down at the 32. Timeout Bears. What are we watching from Jordan Howard right now? This is literally prime Marshawn Lynch that we are watching right now. Josh Allen's going to try to scramble, gets sacked before he can do so, and the Steelers get a little stop there to slow it down for the Bears. Bears get everybody back on the line quick. 2nd and 11 with 1:20 to go. A dropped pass there by his receiver, Tyreek Hill. That's going to be incomplete, and it's officially 3rd and 11. Tyreek Hill, one of the more notable additions for this Bears team, and Josh Allen. He has some time to throw. Gets it down to Jordan Howard, who grabs a few yards there, making it 4th and 8 for the Bears. Biggest play of the game here. This might be it for the Bears. Josh Allen trying to make a play. He's going to scramble. Has some yards, but he's going to fall short of the first down, and that just might do it here. Josh Allen falls short. Lamar Jackson wins his 3rd one, and the Steelers are on top of the world once again. And so Lamar's capping off this video with 3 Super Bowl rings and 3 Super Bowl MVPs, on his way to becoming one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time and ahead of Patrick Mahomes, which is a very interesting result of this newly reset NFL. But obviously their careers aren't over just yet. There's no clue what the future could hold for them, but it's very clear with the future competition entering the NFL, it's going to be in good hands.